All right, guys, Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the trade report for Tuesday, January 24, 2017. Let's take a look at the market. But before we do that, GoPro gapping up this morning, earnings breakout. Definitely going to be on our earnings list here for first quarter breakout. So this will be our sixth stock on our list so far. And let me pull it up here. First quarter. So we've got Netflix. We're watching that. And a few others here. Baba will definitely be on that list unless something changes intraday. Let's get this SPY here back below the 9. Basically, we talked about this. The 9 is not as significant as this range is now. So obviously, we wanted the market to break through that range. IWM still showing relative weakness, about to go below its 50-day moving average, which obviously helps our short. And the Q is still showing relative strength. And we're the only one that was actually green, but only by a little bit here. So nothing too significant. Brazil continues to be on fire here. It's made this huge run from about 31 to almost 38. Now we're getting to a major resistance level. Potentially even a spot where we could short. When you get these big V moves into resistance, you're often going to see a pullback. So we could, even though I like Brazil, we could potentially short it. Russia showing a little bit of strength and gapping this morning over the 9. So that might be our trigger to get into Russia. So I'm not watching too many stocks right now. It's more focused on either stocks that have already had earnings, which will be our earnings plays, which is kind of the bread and butter right now because we can't get into a lot of positions with earnings coming up. So earnings plays or ETFs is what we're really going to be focused on. Financials sitting at that 50-day obviously impacts our FAS position. XLE below the key 50-day moving average. So we're going to watch that closely, and semiconductors pulling back in a little bit yesterday, although our NVIDIA position held up pretty well. All right, review current positions was stopped out of LABU here yesterday as it broke down to our stop level in the 35s. UWT here holding that range, but not really doing a whole lot. And flat this morning, Cyber pulling back a little bit, but holding up. We got stopped out of WLB also here. I tried to hold to see if it would remount the 50-day these last 2 days, but once it pulled back in here, I'm not willing to take a loss that's out of my risk parameters. So out of that one, play is another one that I might pull the plug on. Still holding that 54 level. If it can get back over the 9, I'll stick with it. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of play pretty soon. NVIDIA holding up well over the 9, so looking good there. FAS right in that range. Our stop is right around the 50-day moving average. And then our shorts in TZA, which is shorting IWM, back up to our entry, looking pretty good. And then the semiconductors short, also right around our entry level. Focus list remains the same, but what I'm keyed in on today is JNUG and Nugget. The two gold ETFs are right at the top of the range. Nuggets actually broke above it, so this could be the trigger that gets it to move. And if we look at gold, also looking very strong. So potential entries in Nugget. Netflix earnings breakout pullback. What I want to see now is a show of strength. So it could keep pulling back. I'm not going to do anything, but if it can show some strength at a key level, even if it pulled back in here to the 9, that might be a trigger for an entry. Another earnings breakout, MSM, very strong, holding 100. You could probably enter even right here, but I'd like to probably see it break its range there. India, part of the BRIC countries here with Brazil and Russia, looking very strong here. And actually has been pretty strong since the election with Trump's ties to India. And then finally, Russia here looking a pullback here, looking strong overall, but we've had a pullback, and I want to see it get back over the 9. If it can do that, I would get in. So those are the 5 areas I'm looking at, and then Baba will go on our earnings breakout list. So that's trade report today. I'll see you guys either later today or early tomorrow. And remember, guys, there's a webinar tomorrow intraday during market hours, 1 o'clock Eastern time.